piece of World War II history turns into a massive fireball, and now we're learning at least 5 people are dead.
A B-17 bomber crashed shortly after takeoff over a tour over Connecticut this morning. Now, that plane turned around and then came down, colliding with a building at Bradley International Airport, which is near Hartford. CBS 2's Tony Aiello live now at the scene with the latest on this developing story tonight. Tony?
Christine, 13 people on board that plane, 3 crew members and 10 passengers who had paid hundreds of dollars for a brief but memorable ride on this piece of history. 7 hours after the crash, Bradley International Airport has reopened, and the enormity of the loss of life is sinking in. What started as a joyride in a historic plane ended with 5 people dead, and with so many injured, there are fears that death toll could go higher.
The tail section of the vintage plane, the only piece of the B-17 that remained recognizable. Much of the wreckage burned after smashing into a utility building used to store de-icing equipment. The pilot of the fatal flight recognized trouble within moments of taking off.
At about 9:50, 5 minutes into the flight, the aircraft indicated to the tower that they were experiencing some type of problem with the aircraft. We did observe that the aircraft was not gaining altitude.
This is audio of the pilot calling air traffic control.
We'd like to return to the field. What's the reason for coming back? You got number 4 engine. We'd like to return.
A man watching from a business nearby saw one of the engines
sputter, smoke, and a big plume of smoke came out the back. I commented to my associate who was waiting with me that he had just lost an engine.
Witnesses saw the plane struggling to climb, make a wide circle, and then crash, sending a massive black plume of smoke into the early October sky. Before today, the restored aircraft was a treasured visitor to airfields around the country, a reminder of the flying fortresses that helped America win World War II. In 2011, this Texas veteran reminisced about his time on the original version of the plane, flying missions over Germany.
These doors are open, and I'm looking down 20,000 feet.
Wednesday's flight carried 10 excited passengers, a thrill ride which ended in tragedy.
These are husbands and wives and brothers and sisters and children and all members of our Connecticut family, and we feel our hearts are broken for you right now.
The National Transportation Safety Board sent a GO team here to the airport to spearhead the investigation. An obvious focus will be on that engine that sputtered out just after takeoff. The NTSB team will be holding a briefing in about an hour. That B-17 was owned by a Massachusetts foundation dedicated to historic aircraft preservation. 13,000 of those B-17s were made in the 30s and the 40s. Only about 50 remain. Live at Bradley International Airport, Tony Aiello, CBS 2.
Okay.